so masks and false facades, things that we think are good for us but actually come crumbling down because they're not made properly. About foundations, putting strong foundations in place in our lives, in the land here, about connecting deeply, putting deep roots down, not just building, like I said, prefab things, like connecting deeply, thinking about the long lasting, the longevity of things that we're building and creating in our lives. I mean, everybody now is talking about, and rightly so, ecological, environmental causes and how we can better work with the land to create long lasting change and, you know, stop using things like single use plastics. Like, how can we affect change in the now? And this is talking about our everyday lives, but it's also talking about the lifestyles that we lead, and not just in the things that we create and use and throw away. This is about making choices on what we decide to support on the land. Like, do we choose to support apartment blocks that are high-rise buildings that were built and made cheaply, that aren't going to last, or that aren't made safely? You know, do we research the things that we're investing in? Can we start to research and put a little bit more time and energy into things that are going to benefit us and our the opposite of ancestors, forget the word, it's about our legacy, the ancestors of the future, the people to come, our children's children. And yeah, I just heard castles in the sky, creating heaven on earth. I'm seeing like the Olympic torch, kind of like a wreath, like something to do with ancient Greece and Olympics and games and sports and having more fun on the land. Like, I'm not saying that was all fun back then, I know it was quite brutal, but I think this is about reconnecting in our creative, leisurely pursuits with the land, like, you know, ancient Greece and amphitheatres, and doing, I mean, in the summer we do theatrical plays and things outside, but it's more of that reconnection that the earth is longing for, getting off the check. Easy to preach about, but we all know that is something that is for our highest good. And I'm just seeing this guy's got like looks like a mountain in his stomach. I really feel that is the Shangri-La, the heaven on earth. Yeah, secret, Tibetan secrets I'm hearing. And there's singing bowls here, which is kind of obvious, but I've never noticed that before on this card. I always see, you know, different things and have different messages obviously coming through. But, and 7 cups, energy of 7. I've been seeing 777 quite a lot recently. And again, this is a masculine in this card. So in this 4 card spread so far, I've got 2 masculine and 2 feminine energies. 2 of the women are queens, but they're both in the reverse. And the men are the 7 of cups, so the king of cups. There's a theme going on here, abundance, cups, coming into our abundance on the land, coming into our power, our divinely balanced masculine and feminine power. It's about aging with the earth. The men of the UK and of the world are feeling quite lost right now, you know, as the feminine empowers itself. Men are kind of in this fluctuation of wanting to be the gentleman and show up, but not knowing where they stand. And I feel like time is ticking on, and a lot of them feel like they're getting older, and what is their legacy? What will their legacy be to the land? They want to wear this crown, but it's made of water at the moment. It's not solid, it's not foundational. And it doesn't mean to say, in old-fashioned ways of thinking, we need to have physical like land and property and hand that on. It's not about things, because meditative energy and working towards enlightenment on the spiritual path is a huge thing and legacy to hand down, even in words, in written word or in spoken word to our family. What are you about? What do you want your message to be long after you've gone? What is our legacy to this earth? I'm just going to get a card from Sacred Forest Oracle. One did turn over then as I was shuffling. Or 3. 1 or 3. We have Wild Rose Fairy, Love, and Toadstool's Growth. I love it when I see cards that never come out from before. I've never ever had this Wild Rose Fairy card, and kind of in sync with the other. It's beautiful, divine feminine, reds and pinks, along with the nature, the bark of the earth. And again, it's that playful energy, the fairy, nymph energy. There's so much magical wonders and mysteries, you know, like all the children's books and all the authors that have written fantastical stories on the land here in the UK. I'm really being called into that lately as I'm writing stories, but there's so much fun to be had in the land here. There's so many pathways and mystical avenues to explore, so much forest land, and obviously it's one of the reasons a lot of people from outside the UK visit, to see this beautiful land and the greenery we have here. I mean, we often complain. My friend, a Spanish friend, told me the other day, you know, English people always complain and it's embarrassing because it's true. And obviously I want to be one of those people that counts my blessings, which I do, and be grateful for what we do have rather than what we don't have. But we are so blessed with beautiful green luscious land here, and the rain that everyone so often moans about is what causes that. So I'm grateful for the rain, for the water, for the growth and the greenery all around us. And so I feel like this is about transition of the divine feminine in the land. We have this nymph, fairy, youthful looking maiden, and then this more still young, wise, more mature feminine. So here's the fairy energy, anything's possible, youthful joy. And here's the growth, literally the growth card, expansion, growth into this more mature feminine being. And I feel like this is the feminine in the earth calling us to expand, to grow, to let the growth take over us. That can be scary sometimes. There's a red butterfly here too, indicating transformation and change. So how can you allow the changes to happen and overcome you in a way that makes us face our fears? Because it's invisible change, obviously. It's not something that's physically going to overwhelm you, in theory, if you surrender to it. And we have the 4-4 card, so the divine angelic beings are around you, assisting us on the planet, on the land here, assisting your growth. And we've got magic toadstools. Like, growth can be scary, but there's a lot of divine magic and divine angelic support with this. Like, it's meant to be for you to come into your true embodied feminine essence with that youthful, playful fairy inside. Like, honour her, play with her, do the inner child work. And then we have the eagle spirit freedom, which is beautiful. We have a beautiful, brilliant white unicorn, all the colours of the universe, and the eagle spirit flying above the land here. So yeah, really coming back to our roots, to the land, to the history, the ancient history of the UK, what it is about the land, the ley lines and the energy that attracts so many people. I was in Stonehenge for the solstice, and it's the first time I've been for the solstice, and just what an amazing community spirit I felt there in the land. It's calling me back. I want to go and stay the night next year. It's just so beautiful. Everyone should experience that at least once. And it just felt so freeing to be connected with the land and the ancient stones, and how blessed we are to have that in abundance in the UK here. Yeah, so I feel like a return to nature, getting out of the office blocks and buildings, apartment buildings, houses, looking at the stars, the moon energy in the evening, sitting outside. If you've got a trampoline, there's a great place to sit and lie down and look at the stars at night, and let the energy just come to you and replenish you, I'm hearing. I'm going to pull a card from the Time Traveler's Oracle. I got this last month, and it's very, very beautiful. We have flexibility, a prehistoric bamboo forest, Southeast Asia. Okay, I'm going to read the card for you. Let's take a big step back into Neolithic times. It's about 8000 BC, and we have landed in an enormous primordial bamboo forest in Southeast Asia. There's something holy about the way the light filters through the massive stems around us. Although the wind isn't blowing, we can hear a gentle rustling, which is actually the sound of bamboo growing. Everything feels so vibrant and alive. We both love it here. It's talking about bamboo and how it's remarkable because it sways and bends in all directions without breaking. It survives and thrives in situations where other species might suffer. And the message of this card urges you to be flexible in your life. This is not a time for uncompromising strength, but a time for bending and yielding. Success will follow if you do this. Do not face a problem head on. Go around it, above it, or under it, which is unusual news. Most of the time we're told to face things, but it's saying, back down. You don't have to be the warrior in this situation. And on the land here, we don't, in our lives, have to fight everything. We can find another way. Be willing to change your mind and modify your trajectory in your life to go in a different direction. In regards to abundance, this is a powerful card. It suggests that your prosperity can grow exponentially if you are adaptable. So yeah, not fighting something that there's only one way of being, thinking about all the options, being adaptable, thinking outside the box, creative genius thinking. If you are rigid, there's a chance that something valuable in life could break or shatter. Don't rely on your own strength. You may eventually splinter and break. If you are strong and flexible, you can adapt to even the harshest of circumstances. Go with the flow. Don't try to direct it, and good fortune will ensue. So creative thinking, how can we be flexible? How can we be flexible on the land and work with the land and try and affect change? I don't normally like to ask future cards per se, but I'm going to ask right now, what is the near future state of the UK? I'm going to say the next 10 years. What can we expect in the next 10 years for the land, Mother Earth in the UK? Okay. So the first one that popped out was dragons. Send dragons to heal the world. Diana Cooper in her unicorn book also mentions about dragons, and obviously they have the capacity to work through heavier, dense energies, land dragons of the earth, and we all have a personal dragon that we can connect with, that we can send to clear out denser energy and heavier energies to clear out the world. And the UK is asking for some replenishment right now, some assistance in healing the ley lines, these connected points of note. So we're getting economy, trust that your needs will be met. There's great shifts happening with the golden future coming in by 2032, so Diana Cooper says. And I'm a big believer in that, this big shift in ascension energy we're going through, that things are going to change dramatically. And obviously the crumbling is the part we're at right now, and it's very difficult for people that are resisting change. It's about connection, knowing that you'll be supported and looked after. The economy is going to change a lot in the blink of an eye, I heard. And if we stay grounded, center ourselves like the Buddha, everything will just change around us in this swirling massive energy. But it's a good thing. Try not to try not to hold on to the crumbling of the things, the stuff, the world around you, because it is transforming in this light energy. This hummingbird, this joy, spirit is with this energy of change. And to stay grounded at peace within yourself and connect with your community, because that is where the future is going. Energy exchange rather than money exchange, doing things for other people as work, enjoying our work, living our most highest abundant life times, connection with others. And we have Illumined Masters, be a spreader of love, connecting with the Ascended Masters, bringing in rainbow energy, the sun. This is kind of prophetic. This is very hot, heavy sun energy up here, global warming. Why did I decide to talk about this topic? This is a heavy fire energy coming in, and I don't say that into incite fear, that's just what I'm hearing, but it's not this scary thing. It's not this lava we've been conditioned to think about, the end of the world. It is this beautiful glowing, I'm seeing like liquid gold that's coming down, but creating this beautiful glow and rainbow colors, this rainbow frequency of gold and light and transformation. There's butterflies, birds and hummingbirds, this beauty and joy. And the Ascended Masters are helping to bring this in now for the future, the near future. So don't be in fear, because the light will transform us. It's like I've been reading recently about how everyone says the sun is, we're scared of the sun because of skin cancer and research and all that stuff, but it's actually more dangerous to not be in the sun, and modern sun creams have got so many chemicals in them that they do us more harm than good, and the vitamin D and everything we get from the sun, we need that. It's kind of, I think this is about the mindset of the UK, the conditioning of society, what we've been told about the end of the world, the sun, global warming. I'm not saying that's not true, but I'm saying there's different ways to look at it, because you can be in fear, but where does that really get you, other than, yes, affecting change, but we don't need to spread fear to affect change, because people don't respond to fear in the best way. We need to spread love and positivity for the peaceful world that we want to live in, because in that way we can garner more energy and attention in the right way, and we're so supported by the universe for doing it in that way. Okay, one more card. What can we see for the energy of the UK? Follow the leader. Yeah, I think following on from the last message that just came through, that we're all like sheep in some way, as much as we don't want to admit it. If there's like a coffee stand that's the most popular, we all go there because we assume it's good. I had this the other day at Stonehenge actually, and it was the worst coffee place, like really bad customer service, bad coffee, no milk, like just everything. And yet everybody was there and nobody was at the other two, because we assume that if there's other people there, then it's good. Where does that assumption come from? And this is about all of us in society, in the world at large, but particularly in the UK, following the leader. Following the leader can be great if you've done your research, if your gut is telling you they're the person, that's the cause that you want to follow. But why are we following that person or that thing? It's really about looking within and trusting our own intuition and governance, that, we can be our own leader. Only follow someone else if that feels in tune with yourself. The clock is ticking, which I don't like that kind of fear thing, but it's what I heard. Time, change, autumn, seeing something about autumn, big shifts in autumn. I didn't want to talk about the election, but we've got election this week in the UK. Politics is a big part of the land. I don't really get involved with it. I used to, but it's not aligned. I don't connect with it. I think it's all, anyway, that's for another time. But I think that's connected here, following the leader, who we appoint as leader, and why we put so much faith and trust in them or not, and pull them down. Like, how can we all be the leader in our own lives and not just blame a political leader for what's going on? How can we all do our part? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beings in this card. It's not just one person, and every person has something to bring to the table. Whether you're young or old, a young person, often people look at them and just disregard them because they think they haven't got a valid opinion, but they could have had hundreds of lifetimes and be a really evolved soul. And yeah, who are we to judge? What do we know, judging from our limited ego? And often the things that children come out with, or youthful people come out with, are the most poignant and heart-hitting, straight to the point things that are outside the box that other people don't think about. Hearing follow the yellow brick road. It's kind of like fantasy, see through illusions, make changes, decisions, go to the trees. There's a hill here, so the path is kind of leading up a hill, so that it's like facing things in our life we need to overcome, but facing it is great because you're shining a light on it, and there's this golden light here shining on the hillside. It's like, follow the path where it's leading you, do the shadow work, bring the light to it, and then growth can come from that in this divine cycle of like the seasons coming and going and flowing. Okay, thank you everybody, see you soon.